the spirit of the Northwest, happy holidays from Channel 2.
Troubling new complaints about commuter plane safety from some of the pilots who fly them. A firebomb goes off in a crowded New York City subway. And the tale of the tapes inside the Oval Office with President Kennedy during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Forrest Sawyer.
Good evening. There are new concerns about the safety of that commuter airline whose jet crashed in a North Carolina woods 8 days ago. 15 people died after an engine failed and American Eagle Flight 3379 went down. Investigators are asking whether American Eagle's pilots are adequately trained to respond to emergencies. And now some of those pilots are telling ABC News the answer is simple. They are not. Here's Linda Patillo.
Some American Eagle pilots who fly the same kind of Jetstream aircraft that crashed in North Carolina say that safety has been jeopardized since last May when their company changed the plane's operating manual but denied pilots' requests for additional training.
It occurred to me very soon after I started flying with the new manual that these passengers are guinea pigs sitting there in the back. I don't know if these procedures work or not.
These three pilots, who asked that they not be identified for fear they will be fired, say the new manual changed what to do in dozens of emergency situations. The company says the changes were intended to make the manual more comprehensive, but the pilots say without additional training to standardize the procedures, pilots could interpret them differently.
So you're going to end up with a discussion on which is the proper procedure. And if you're in an emergency situation, that's not the time to be discussing what you should be doing.
Documents obtained by ABC News show that several American Eagle pilots warned the FAA, the company, and Congress months before the North Carolina crash. A letter in May to the FAA. It is becoming a dangerous situation. You really do not know what procedure the pilot next to you will run in the event of an emergency. A computer message also in May to company officials. I am afraid that safety will be compromised without formal training. And in June, a letter to the Senate Aviation Subcommittee. The lives of these passengers seem to be the going price for safety that our company is willing to pay.
How come somebody didn't do anything before now? Why do we have to depend on blood equity to get changes made in the industry?
FAA officials say they have provided investigators looking into the North Carolina American Eagle crash with copies of the pilots' complaints about the training. American Eagle officials say that they did not believe that the changes to the manual were significant enough to warrant additional training and pointed out that the FAA concurred with the company at the time. Linda Patillo, ABC News, Atlanta.
In New York City today, a nightmare on board a subway train loaded with Christmas shoppers and workers. A firebomb sent flame and smoke through the train, leaving 37 people hurt and 4 of them in critical condition. Here's ABC's Ned Potter.
It happened beneath one of the single most crowded parts of New York City, within blocks of the World Trade Center, Wall Street, and City Hall. Authorities said just after the subway stopped in the station, a makeshift bomb burst into flame in the 5th or 6th car of the train.
There were flames, a number of people's clothing caught on fire. Other passengers came to their aid, used their coats to attempt to put out the flames.
The bomb was apparently an incendiary device, police said, meant to cause a fire but not an explosion. It caused sheets of flame and some panic, but did not break the windows of the train car.
Looking at the amount of damage on the train in terms of the flash fire, I don't think you're talking a very large container. And the liquid is unknown at this time.
In the early confusion, there were rumors of a second suspicious package. Police checked every single bag or briefcase left on the train and found nothing.
Police will be conducting an investigation to determine what happened. Did someone do this? If so, who was involved in it? That investigation is ongoing.
Within 2 hours of the blast, police said they had picked up a man at a nearby subway station with significant burns on his body. They said as they were taking him to a hospital for treatment, they realized he matched the description of a man seen running from the burning train. Most of the injured suffered from smoke inhalation and some from burns, said police. But considering the large crowd on the train, they said they were surprised it wasn't worse. Ned Potter, ABC News, New York.
And in Washington, the knife-wielding man who was shot outside the White House yesterday remains in very critical condition today, charged with assaulting a federal officer. Park police today defended the shooting as a justified use of force because the man did not follow orders to give up his weapon. In a moment, the voices of President Kennedy and his aides on tape as they try to defuse the Cuban Missile Crisis. Also a warning about a popular painkiller. Too much could be extremely dangerous. And on the American agenda, making sure the other person on the end of the phone on your 911 emergency call knows what to do.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Fazyme.
Gas. When bloating, pain, and pressure tie you in knots, don't make the antacid mistake. Take this little pill instead. Maximum Strength Fazyme. There's more gas relief in one Fazyme soft gel than in a whole bottle of regular Maalox. All this Maalox can't get rid of gas, but with the liquid medicine in just one Fazyme, the gas is gone. Take Fazyme, and the gas is gone.
How much closer are our precision heads? Our innovative lift and cut system? How much better is the latest Norelco? In a word, we've never brought you closer. The Norelco Razor, our closest shave ever.
You ready?
Yes.
Tell me what you smell.
I have no idea.
You're really stuffed.
Yes.
I have a nasal spray I want to give you. Now what do you smell?
That's an orange.
You got it. Curious about the product?
Dristan.
Dristan 12-hour nasal spray.
Man, I can breathe.
We've been given a new look inside American history today with the release of more tapes secretly recorded in the White House by President Kennedy during the Cuban Missile Crisis. The meetings were held on October 22, 1962, about a week after American intelligence had discovered a Soviet missile site under construction in central Cuba. Here's ABC's Jim Hickey.
Good evening, my fellow citizens.
Just hours before President Kennedy appeared on television announcing his decision to blockade Cuba, he had met with his National Security Council. The tapes of that meeting reveal that Kennedy had considered ordering an airstrike.
The idea of a quick strike was very tempting, and I really didn't give up on that until yesterday morning. It looked like we would have all the difficulties to throw out and not have finished the job.
At the meeting, Kennedy admitted the blockade might not be enough to finish the job either, and he was worried about how Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev would react to it. The president was very worried about triggering a nuclear world war.
Now, it may end up with our having to invade Cuba. We should be in a position to do so. Obviously, it's going to, Khrushchev will not take this without a response, maybe in Berlin or maybe here.
In another private meeting, this one with the congressional leadership, Georgia Senator Richard Russell, chairman of the Armed Services Committee, repeatedly urged Kennedy to invade in response to the missile buildup.
You have told them not to do this thing. They've done it. And I think that we should assemble as speedily as possible an adequate force and clean out that situation.
Senator J. William Fulbright of Arkansas also favored more aggressive action and had this sharp exchange with the president.
I don't like the idea of a blockade at all. We give them a better excuse for retaliation than our attack on Cuba. The fact is, you kind of have more concentration than invasion of Cuba, an attack on these sites with the Cuban sites and not Russian sites.
With only 25 minutes before he was to appear on television, President Kennedy ended the meeting.
If we stop one Russian ship, it means war. If we invade Cuba, it means war. Now, I just think at least we start here, then we see where we go. And I just want to make this speech.
4 days later, the Soviets said they would remove their missiles from Cuba. The crisis was over. Jim Hickey, ABC News, Boston.
There will be more on the Kennedy tapes later this evening on Nightline. One of the people there with President Kennedy during the missile crisis was a key foreign policy advisor. We learned of his death today. Dean Rusk was Secretary of State through nearly all the 1960s, serving in both the Kennedy and Johnson administrations. And it's one of his remarks during the Cuban Missile Crisis that is most remembered all these years later. "We're standing eyeball to eyeball," he said, and the other fellow just blinked.
The good and wise Secretary of State, Dean Rusk.
Later, under President Johnson, Rusk became one of the principal defenders of the Vietnam War. And as the fighting dragged on, one of the principal targets of anti-war protesters. after he left office in 1969. Rusk said he had learned some lessons.
I made two mistakes in judgment, which were Lulu's. I underestimated the tenacity of the North Vietnamese. And I think I overestimated the patience of the American people.
He was 85 when he died last night at his home in Georgia. We will be back in a moment.
Is someone special expecting something special from you? Don't disappoint them. Send it express mail. Overnight delivery starting at just $9.95. Even on Christmas Day. Express mail from your post office.
That's the tingling feeling of new Arm & Hammer Peroxicare toothpaste. The highest level of baking soda plus peroxide, releasing tingling oxygen bubbles to clean along your gum line and between your teeth. New Arm & Hammer Peroxicare. Experience the tingling feeling of dentist clean every time you brush.
Incredibles, ice cream and cake creations new from Baskin-Robbins.
Stay just a little bit longer.
Now there's no rush to set your hair. Remington's new Express Set rollers heat up in just 90 seconds, so you can Express Set by Remington. Fast curls are here to stay.
Finally, great microwave popcorn.
Power Pop.
Presto Power Pop Microwave Multi-Popper. Pops virtually every kernel.
Power Pop.
Pop with oil, pops without oil. Nothing pops like Power Pop.
And outside my names of that.
Power Pop.
From Presto.
Salad shooter helps you every day.
How about some cheese for your pizza or perfect salad shooter hash browns for breakfast? Vegetables sliced or shredded, and nothing tops a salad like
Salad shooter.
Slicer Shredder from Presto.
Helps you every day.
It looked like this Miss Teen USA had everything, except for the one thing she wanted most, a family.
It's just an immense feeling of being so alone.
Her triumphant struggle could change the lives of thousands of children.
I've been trying to get adopted for so long.
Turning Point, tonight.
Health news, a warning today about too much of a good thing. A new study in the New England Journal of Medicine warns that heavy use of the common painkiller acetaminophen can make people twice as likely to develop kidney problems as people who don't use the drug. Here's ABC's George Strait.
Last year, Americans took 8 million tablets of Tylenol and the other products which contain the aspirin substitute, acetaminophen. For the occasional user, the products are safe. But the new study says if people take one or more tablets a day, their risk of developing kidney disease doubles.
We're talking about the potential for a risk in really heavy users, not the person who takes a pill here and there for a headache, but somebody who is, on average, taking one or more per day or over 5,000 pills in their lifetime.
For people who are at high risk for kidney failure, people with diabetes and high blood pressure, taking acetaminophen can be especially dangerous. They are advised to contact their doctor.
Since that higher risk is a very large part of the African American population in terms of hypertension and diabetes, I think that for them, Tylenol should be a double red light.
Of the 50,000 new kidney failure patients in this country every year, excess acetaminophen is said to be responsible for 5,000 or 10% of them. Still, the makers of Tylenol say the drug is safe.
Independent medical experts who have reviewed the article are unmoved by its arguments and have serious concerns about the survey methods, analysis, and conclusions drawn by the authors.
Also, researchers have a warning for arthritis patients and other people who use products such as Motrin and Advil, which contain ibuprofen.
If you need these drugs, take them. But once you begin to take a lot of them, they are also very bad for your kidneys.
The FDA is reviewing the safety of acetaminophen and ibuprofen and considering whether new warning labels on packages are needed. George Strait, ABC News, Washington.
On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained more than 34 points, closing at 3801. Trading was heavy. On the NASDAQ exchange, stocks gained more than 8 points. International news, North Korea tonight released the body of the American pilot who died after his helicopter went down over North Korea on Saturday. As for the surviving pilot, ABC's John McWethy reports there is a struggle within North Korea between the military and the civilian leadership over how quickly he might be set free. Officials in the U.S. government say the signs are positive that he will be home soon. The Russian government has ordered more troops into the region of Chechnya, and the Russian Air Force spent another day bombing in and around the Chechen capital, Grozny, trying to force the Chechens to give up their demands for independence. ABC's David Inzor is there.
With the war heading into its third week, snow and freezing temperatures have lowered spirits on both sides. In the fields outside Grozny, the only thing the Russian soldiers want is to go home.
I don't understand what's going on in Russia. What we are doing here, why we're stuck here.
Huddled in a basement 300 yards from the Russian front lines, Chechen fighters warm up to face an enemy that far outnumbers and outguns them. Despite their beleaguered situation, Chechen government officials insist they expect the war to last a long time. Even now, they predict Russian President Boris Yeltsin will live to regret that he ever started it. In the central square, Chechen militants still gather, and behind broken windows in the presidential palace, the Minister of Information keeps a machine gun by his side.
The Russian soldiers have no idea why they are here fighting, but we know what we're willing to die for. It's a big difference.
They are ready to suffer, and they are suffering. These women lived for 70 years in the house that stood here until 2 days ago. Each day, the Russian bombers target the heating and power facilities of this besieged city, trying to demoralize its defenders. The Russian soldiers are miserable, and their presence is costing their hard-pressed nation close to $10 million a day. But what Russia has and Chechnya does not are plenty of fresh troops and an unlimited supply of ammunition and arms. David Ensor, ABC News, Grozny.
When we come back, the American agenda. When you need help desperately, will the person who answers 911 know what to do?
Hey, Remington, shave this. The Remington Triple Foil. The only shaver with 3 narrow micro screens. Remington Triple Foil. If you can grow it, we can shave it.
And for women, a silky smooth shave in or out of the shower. The Remington Wet Dry.
How fast does maximum strength Ambisol start to relieve toothache pain? Before you can say Ambisol. Get maximum strength relief from toothache pain on contact. Maximum strength Ambisol. Put it on. The pain is gone.
Every mother becomes a doctor in her own way. Her medical training starts here,
Doctor will be here soon, honey.
where she learns that for fast cough relief, doctors recommend Robitussin more than any other cough medicine. She specializes in house colds
How you feeling, buddy?
and always brings Robitussin along. With her Robitussin and her great bedside manner, it's no wonder she has a thriving family practice. Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Which Robitussin is right for you? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
What they do is simple. So simple it would be easy to miss it altogether. But they're making a difference. You see, drunk driving fatalities are down 32% in the last 10 years. And fatalities from teen drunk driving are down 60%. So to everyone who checks an ID, offers to call a cab, or helps a customer know when to say when, we extend our thanks. By doing what's right, you are making things better. A message from Budweiser.
Mailboxes, etc. can pack and ship almost any gift.
No job's really too large or too small.
I'm going to put some foam packaging material in the box.
I want to make sure that all of these areas are protected. We might double box it. You'd bubble wrap it. Oh, the bubbles. We'd put reinforced cardboard on here, tape it up, and ship it out. We'll get your packages there safely and on time.
I'll have to run over it with a forklift to break it. I shouldn't have said that.
Depend on mailboxes, etc. It's not what we do, it's how we do it.
On the American agenda tonight, 911. It is something nearly everyone knows. If there is an emergency, dial 911. 270,000 Americans do every day. But at least some of them find the response to their call for help is simply too slow, which raises a critical question. How serious are the problems with the 911 safety net? Our agenda reporter, Beth Nissen, has been investigating.
Hi, this is San Jose Police 576.
the 911 center in San Jose, California.
Where's the gun now?
A kind of emergency room.
Did he get into the house?
Those who call expect help soon.
My friend's father's beating her mom in her
Okay, where is this occurring?
Those who answer are expected to send help now.
The officers are going to be there in just a minute.
If we don't do our job, the ambulance won't get there as fast. The police officer won't get there as fast. Criminals don't get caught and lives don't get saved.
Across the country, even the very young know there is a common equation for help.
You have to call 911.
Where did you learn that?
I just know it.
What most Americans do not know is that while 911 is the standard number for help nationwide, there are no national standards regulating 911, no national studies on 911's effectiveness.
It's not like McDonald's, let's say, in uniformity of quality of service. You have communities that have excellent 911 service, and you have communities that have very subpar 911 service.
Philadelphia Police Department.
A recent event in Philadelphia shows the discrepancy in 911 services. On November 11th, 911 here received a series of calls reporting a vicious fight. Teenagers beating each other with baseball bats.
Here we got a near riot and there's no damn police around here. Where? On Ridgeway Street. Well, I don't know that.
Those who called 911 that night say operators were impatient, indifferent. Police were finally dispatched after 10 calls and 40 minutes. By then, one boy, 16-year-old Eddie Pollock, lay dying, his skull beaten in. Public anger at the 911 response prompted the firing of 3 911 call takers, including Osborne Walker, the operator heard in this call.
Ma'am, what's going on out there? I've been telling me what you haven't told me what's going on.
I raise my voice, which is not unusual. If they want us to react a certain way, they need to train us that way.
Car stand by.
Yet training for 911 operators in Philadelphia and many other cities is itself abrupt. Osborne Walker had 1 week of instruction, another 2 weeks observing other call takers. Then he was on his own.
Someone sick?
Taking as many as 200 calls a day. High volume, high stress.
Sometimes there are blood-curdling screams, and that's all you get. I never received any training in the area of dealing with people that are hysterical or people who are abusive.
Philadelphia officials have promised to overhaul the city 911 system, make it more professional. If they are looking for a strong model, they might look west to San Jose, California.
We're always going to assume it's the worst, so we're going to...
911 operators here get the uniform, the status, and the academy training given to police professionals. 8 weeks in classrooms and simulator rooms. 3 months supervision on the job. 40 hours of refresher courses a year. They learn the psychology of comforting, cajoling, convincing.
God, please, I gotta hang up.
Okay, coming up. Stay on the phone for just a minute, okay?
They practice handling callers in panic, callers in pain.
Where are you? Are you in the kitchen, the bedroom?
No, I'm in the kitchen. Yes.
There is no national evaluation of 911 systems, but San Jose is a success by one key measure. It logs few public complaints about the quality or speed of its emergency response. Yet that may change as calls to 911 rise, and they are rising as urban populations grow across the country. Last year, San Jose 911 took 1.4 million calls, 500,000 more than the year before. The sheer volume of calls can strain even the best systems, especially when so many people call 911 for problems that are not emergencies. On this night, San Jose operators spent time on calls about loud music, about a car blocking a driveway.
There is no instruction manual for the public as far as 911 is concerned. There is none. And that is a major problem.
Training operators to take 911 calls professionally, training the public to make 911 calls judiciously, can help 911 respond faster and better to what threatens public safety. This is Beth Nissen for the American Agenda.
In a moment, trying to make the really tough wishes come true.
Holy! Are you really?
Since we started the Prize Patrol, we've surprised lots of winners.
I think I need to sit down.
This time, we're going to do things a little differently.
This year, all of America can watch the Prize Patrol surprise the $10 million winner live as it's happening right after the Super Bowl. Will it be you? Let's go. Will you be home? Enter the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes today, and the Prize Patrol could surprise you live on TV after the Super Bowl.
My brother's a no-nonsense kind of guy. He feels the pressure and the pain, only his head's got to ache pretty bad for him to admit it. But when the pain lasts longer than Tylenol, and you've tried the Advil and aspirin upsets your stomach, you say, okay, I give, and see if there's something your doctor can recommend.
Introducing Aleve, a non-prescription strength of Anaprox, a fast-acting form of the medicine in Naprosyn, the #1 selling brand in its class for 10 years. Only Aleve has 8 to 12-hour dosing. It lasts longer than extra-strength Tylenol. Advil isn't stronger, yet Aleve is gentler to your stomach lining than aspirin. New Aleve.
As tough as he is, he's still my little brother.
New Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
Dear Aquafresh, my teeth were so sensitive. It was awful. Aquafresh Sensitive targets the problem, soothing the nerve to help stop the pain.
No more pain.
And great fresh taste.
Aquafresh Sensitive soothes the nerve, helps stop the pain.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Steve Dunn. Local news is next on Channel 2. We'll have these stories. An Aurora farmer could face stiff penalties for letting dozens of pigs starve to death. And a Portland author creates what some call the sleeper Christmas gift. We'll explain at 6:30.
Finally tonight, the spirit of giving. It is, of course, a central theme of our Christmas celebrations. But even with the best intentions, there are times when it can be very hard to make some dreams come true. Here's ABC's Al Dale.
Every Christmas, 500,000 letters to Santa come into America's post offices. Many ask for the usual things, Barbie dolls and Power Rangers, but more children are asking for necessities instead of toys.
Dear Santa Claus, I want my mother to love me.
Dear Santa, I would like for you to buy my mother and father a coat.
They talk about the basic needs, clothing and food, a warm home, a warm coat, or just to sit down with their family to be happy.
In many cities, including Chicago, the flood of letters are displayed in post offices.
We get anywhere from 35 to 40,000 letters.
People who want to help pick them up and try to answer the needs inside. But some wishes are just too big for Santa's helpers.
I find out a lot of problems that they're having, personal problems in their homes, the drug problem, the AIDS problem.
Richard Vallant is one of the thousands who will try to make a wish come true.
Doing something like this for somebody you don't know, it just, it gives you a good feeling inside, and it's kind of like a Christmas present to myself.
Dear Santa, for me, I want the family to be together.
In Atlanta, 11-year-old Shanita Garrett's mother is dead, her father seriously ill. She and her 4 brothers and sisters live far apart with different relatives. Shanita asked Santa for gifts for the rest of her family, which were delivered, but nothing for herself.
A lot of people, they just want to receive everything. They just want to have things to themselves, and I think that's wrong.
As for the one gift she wanted for herself, that her family be together on Christmas Day, post office volunteers are working on it.
If I get these things, I will be so happy forever. P.S. Merry Christmas. Love, Shanita.
Al Dale, ABC News, Atlanta.
And that is our report on World News Tonight. Later on Turning Point, the Miss Teen USA whose triumph over childhood adversity could change the lives of thousands of children.